So today I'm going to be starting something I have never done in my entire life. I am going to attempt to TIG weld, and I'm going to attempt to build a set of headers, both of which I have never done before. This is probably going to turn out terrible. Hey guys, this is the Torque Racing Production channel. This is Project Reaper, and welcome back to another episode. Okay, so the crazy plan that I have cut the cowl out to allow for more access, and I have my header kit in. This is just like randomized pieces, so that way we can try to build this crazy custom set. I have my old long tubes. I'm going to keep that so that way I can use the flange. Probably not going to be able to use any of the pops off of it though, so I'm just going to be using the flange. We are going to do an 8-into-1 setup, and it's going to come overhead. So what I mean by that is the primary is going to come out, up, over top of the intake, meet in the middle, come down about right here or so, and eventually there'll be a big turbo sitting right here in the middle. So let's get started. That's always reassuring. Okay guys, so I'm about an hour and 20 minutes in, and so far the flanges have been cut and ground down. Now of course, if you want to save a lot of time here in this step, of course it would be good to just buy a new set of flanges, but I already had some old long tube headers and I'm really on a budget, so I use my old ones. All right, so I've got the flanges pretty well cleaned up. Use our little deburring tool here. Go around that, clean those edges up a little bit. I don't want to hit with the grinder and mess the profile up on it much. Not too shabby. All right, so now, need to see how these bolt up here. So this one's my passenger side. So I'm gonna find a nice clean little spot. We'll say like right, we'll say here. This is my passenger side. Got a little arrow right here going up. So I know that it's going that way. Because the last thing I want to do is waste time fitting pops on here and accidentally bending them down, because remember, these are going to be coming up and over top. Yeah. Let's get started on that. Okay, so ideally, there are a few things that you will want to have in order to build a custom set of headers. You want to have a good TIG welder. You want to be skilled with your TIG welder. The ability to cut the exhaust pipe in a nice straight manner, nice and clean. Belt sander to smooth those edges down, and like a tool to do. I have pretty much none of that. What I do have, however, is an incredibly dangerous hack job wired up, really old miter saw. And I do happen to have something fairly close to what I needed, which is a little tiny belt sander here, which it should work just fine. And I do have a TIG welder. I got a vise. So I might be able to do something. Let's see here. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. This is gonna be hard. Building a custom set of headers is gonna be so hard. Ah, gosh. I gotta do it though, man, because this is something I've been dreaming about doing. All right, so I'm starting to get the first sections of the primaries and stuff kind of mocked up, and I see right here that it's already hitting a little bit right here. So I'm going to put a bend in it about right here anyways, because it needs to kind of start inching up this way anyways. So about from here to here, start putting a bend in it to get it away from that. We'll see how that works. All right, so let me show you what I was doing here. So I tried to use my pipe bender a second ago. You guys saw that, and I couldn't get the tight radius that I needed. Like, that thing is good for making like longer bends, but to get really tight radius bends, it's just not good for that. So what I'm gonna have to do is this little cut method here. So the pipe was like this. I cut it at a very slight angle, so that way whenever I rotate it around and meet it back up, as you can tell there, it gave it a slight bend. So of course, the larger of a angle that you cut on that, whenever you rotate it around, the more of an angle you'll do. Like for instance, if I was to cut that at a 45, once I would rotate it, that 45 plus a 45 would end up making a 90. So like if you wanted a 45-degree angle, then you would do what, 22 and a half, I believe. Yeah, it's like 22 and a half. So then that way, once you would rotate it, the 22 and a half plus the 22 and a half would cause for a 45. So let's see how this links up in the car here. All right, so this piece was going in here. Like I said, it is hitting right there a little bit. And now I'm going to rotate this piece. Now it's coming up over more towards the top like I'm wanting. And I think that'll be perfect. I still need to take a little more angle off of this to angle it up. I need to take a little more angle off of it to angle it up like this. So let's go ahead and take some more angle off of that. So I'll try putting this back in the car again, see if that angle helped us out any. Yep, it definitely did, because that gave us a lot more clearance. Because just a second ago, we were hitting right here. And now by taking that angle out, we are not. So I think that will be, I think that should be good. Okay, so here's a handy little thing. Whenever I was working on getting this bend, I actually kind of oval shaped my pipe. If you buy some of these ball peen hammers, this one is exactly 1 3/4 inches. So I can use this little one to kind of like tap the edges out, and then I can set this down in there. And then that will perfectly reshape the hole, so that way it's right back to being perfectly circular again. So just a little tip there. Okay, so I have my very first piece set, my first primary set up. I've got the angle on it that I think that I need. So I'm ready to do just kind of a tack. I'm just going to do a little tack weld on it to get it all set in place, because of course I'm not going to fully weld anything until I get everything kind of positioned the way that I want. But I'm really excited and really scared right now, because I have never TIG welded in my entire life. I've watched a few videos on YouTube. It looks difficult, so let's see how it goes. I'm really excited. I'm ready to try it out. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate your views, and hopefully we'll see you next time. That way you guys can see exactly how this turns out. Catch you guys later.